friends, and welcome to part 2 of the autumn/winter plans, being real about what to sew versus what I just feel like sewing or get influenced by. I'm not wearing a Me Made top right now. This is a ModCloth autumnal jumper I've had for a while, and a collective autumnal necklace, can't believe a necklace, and some second-hand M&S trousers in a lovely plum colour. So the rail is back, the mannequin is back, there's patterns on the floor there. Let's do this. There's fabric behind me, clothes here, fabric here. I've been in the loft this morning and had a massive sort through. So let's do this. Let's be honest and real about what I should sew and what I will wear. So following last episode, part 1, and I put it in 2 parts as I mentioned then because the opinion was completely split about one giant one or several small ones. So I've done 2, which you can either watch back to back or you can watch them as and when. And I will do a couple of shorts as well, maybe, and a few reels on Instagram. Let's see how I go. So I talked about the realities of what I'd really wear, which is things that are comfy around the waist, things that feel easy to put on like pyjamas, things that I can layer, things that feel snuggly, and things that bring me joy. That's the category. We saw in the last episode as well that there's lots of great embroidery, velvet, textures. There's some really interesting sleeves and things like that. So it's definitely something I'm going to return to. I've almost decided that this autumn/winter is going to be the season of the colour and detail. I really want to take patterns I've got and pursue doing interesting sleeves, interesting collars, interesting extra folds, because whilst I love following a sewing pattern and sewing it, if you watched anything else, you'll know I love a good hack. So let's really bring detail in. So what did I wear last autumn that I should use as inspiration for this autumn? I went in the loft and I've got a lot of bags where I sort like my winter, my summer, my special, all of that in the loft. I put a few summer bits in and bought a few bits out. And I had a really good look through the winter stuff because it is almost, well, it's at least 6 months, isn't it? Yeah, 6 months since I put it away. And strangely, 6 months, even though it goes quite fast, you can forget. So true verdict on what's in there. There's purple trousers, red trousers, mustard trousers, different kind of purple trousers, lots of lovely jumpers. So I'm sorted in that area. Most of the trousers are more sort of work style trousers, and there was coats, which I'm good for to an extent, with big coats that feel sort of oversized. There was my little collection of roll necks. Blouses, that was an interesting one. I wasn't feeling hugely inspired. And dresses. Now this will be my second winter post breast reduction. And I think dresses is the thing to really look at for this winter based on everything I've looked at. And I actually struggled to find dresses I loved wearing last winter that I want to wear this winter, which tells me where the gap is. So let's talk about one dress that I did have, that I've had a couple of years, that I do love to wear, and it's this one here. Ooh, doesn't it look a bit like a patina blouse hack? Yes, it does, but it's not. This was a next dress. It's got 1, 2, 3 tiers in that very traditional style. It is that sort of style neck and no yoke, cuffed sleeve. But do you know what makes this work? It's the weight of the fabric. I wish you could feel it. It's weighty, but not in a horrible way, but it makes it swish when you walk, and it's not stiff, but there's a lot of fabric, and that's something that I really need to replicate. Sometimes I'm a little bit under generous when I do the gathers, even though I end up with fabric in it, and pockets. So this is something to really think about when I'm creating my dresses, is there is a loveliness to the weight of having these multiple layers and frills. And I always buy 3 meters of fabric now. And the dress like this one, which I'll be talking about soon in my patina blouse review / hack, I could have made this more weighty by putting more of these in. So that's something to really think about, is like I was talking about in my honest summer review, it's what it feels like on your body is critical. And by the way, I've worked out what's wrong with myositis, which I'll talk about another time. But so that is definitely the dress to base dresses off for a good section of them. And then this one I bought second hand last year. That green one, by the way, I've had for years. This one I bought at a market in Oxford. Now, can we just take a minute for the peplum? And the way it finishes at the front, we've got buttons down here. It's like a brushed cotton. We've got pleats across here, a skirt, a zip up the front. There is a lot going on that I love about this dress. I'm just going to make it really close for you. So I definitely, and this collar again with like piping, that style of collar. I really liked wearing this after I got it last year. Actually, someone took up the sleeve and I've left it because there's like a bit in there. But it's okay, it creates a bit of puff there. The shoulder was too big. So what do I take as inspiration from that? The softness of the fabric, it feels wintry, it feels warm. The level of detail, I definitely need to think about peplum and pleats here, and 3/4 length sleeve is a good sleeve for me as well. It might even be a full length sleeve, but it's a full length sleeve. And even look at the sleeve there, even like gathering at the sleeve there. Can I just say, 1980s best level of detail. The 50s was great, but the 80s had the best detail in things. You just don't see it anymore. And this is what I want to replicate in my sewing. If anyone knows a good book or good website with inspiration for this kind of thing, I mean, this is just ticking all the boxes. It's almost like had everything thrown at it, and I'm not sure you need to do that. But just taking a sleeve and adding a little gather at the bottom bit just makes it more interesting. Just doing a pleat here rather than a flat bodice, more interesting. So I really want to take that to take through in things that I do. Skirts, I found last year, again secondhand, a vintage Jaeger, just a straight down, but is lined. The rustle of the line freaks me out, but in the winter it's nice for warmth. It's like a slub type linen. Look at the colour. The colour is phenomenal. It's straight down. It has a really interesting design. Let me just remember, this is all about the details now. So it's got a side zip, but look at the detail down the front. It's like it's got like a placket but nothing on it. And it just again takes it next level. Gotta love a bit of vintage. It's slightly A-line. I loved this last year with a purple jumper, and actually that purple patina blouse I've made. Look at that, look at those colours. That's joy in the winter. So I need to think about whether I want to have a go at making a skirt like this, because I can do the zip now. And it's just that perfect length when it's chilly and you want to chuck a pair of boots on with it. So that is a definite point of inspiration, that kind of skirt and that level of detail on it. And you can't fault vintage Jaeger, can you? I made this skirt from the Robert Kaufman brushed cotton like flannel. I'll just get it close for you. Pockets obviously. And I did the pocket bags in different lighter fabrics, it wasn't so bulky. This is like snuggle level, isn't it? You know, flat front, elasticated back. When you're having like a day where you're just chilly, that brings joy and is soft. So that's something I need to think about as well. And then lastly on the rail are 2 pairs of joggers. This is a pair that I bought, I bought for Christmas possibly, or bought myself a good few years ago, and I got the matching jumper. They're from a company, an independent company called Scamp and Dude, and they donate to children's sort of hospital charities. They do this little superheroes got my back thing, and they donate toys. Look at that piping down the edge, that luminous sort of pink piping. And I love wearing these joggers. And I was thinking about the fact that it doesn't feel like there's any elastic in the waistband. I've talked about this a lot, haven't I? You watch a lot. But then I was feeling it the other day, and there is this super little, this bit here. So there is just that bit right at the top, which when I hold it to the light, I can see. So there is something there, but it's not tight, and that works really well with like a jumper. And this is daytime pajamas, isn't it? So I made last year these pretty glorious Stella joggers, and I put a label in that says I've had the same jeans on for days now. And I actually did piping as inspired by them. Look, I did the piping down the edge from the By Grisalia fabric, so I've worked out I can do it. It's got that same size pocket, but this was super wide elastic. So I'm going to play with my next pair of joggers with most of it just the waistband with this really small bit of elastic in there. And I did these amazing cuffs as well. So this is something, I couldn't believe my pattern matching. I blew myself away there with that. But this is daytime pajamas as well, isn't it? For some people they'd be pajamas, but for me that's daytime pajamas. Okay, so that's where we're at. We know what worked from last year, we know what we're going for. So I've got out a selection of my fabrics. I'm just going to move these guys to the end because there is some other fabrics as well. But I've also got patterns. So let's start. I am still on my fabric ban, and mid-October I will be finished. I've only got a month to go, about 3 weeks to go, 3-4 weeks to go. But that doesn't mean I should just start indiscriminately shopping delightful, wonderful, glorious things. I'm getting better at just looking and remembering there'll always be great stuff. But jewel tones, I think, is the theme for my autumn winter sewing. There's a lot of jewel tones out there this autumn as well, and it's not really because that's what's out there, it's because that's what works for me with my colourings. I've had some really lovely comments from people about saying these are your colours, and sometimes if something doesn't work for you it might just be because it's not like strong enough for you. And I think people are right that I can love a fabric, but it doesn't mean it looks great on me. And I think Adele was mentioning that the other day. So let's have a look at what we've got here and what my thoughts are. So I bought this at the same time as, can I get it in? This one. You know, I made a patina blouse hack dress for the summer. Well, this I think is either going to be the same or a Seasons of East, because it's a great wintry one. And think of that with like a purpley roll neck underneath or something like that, or a pink roll neck underneath, tights and boots. So that's definitely going to be probably a Seasons of East somewhere in New York, because you can fit the roll neck perfect underneath, or a patina blouse hack of this kind of style, but maybe collarless. But it's working out if I've got enough. I think I've only got 2 meters, unless I buy a bit more. Now, this came from, I think it's Fleur et Hers, and it is a linen, but I've realised I don't like the feel of linen on my skin so much. But that's okay, because in the winter you've got tights, you've got roll necks, you've got slips. Think about this as some kind of skirt, like this kind of skirt. That would be pretty glorious, wouldn't it? And could even then do like a cord type waistcoat. I was saying about like waistcoats and matching, or a nice wide leg pair of trousers. But if I do wide leg trousers, I can't wear tights underneath. So this would make a perfect skirt, and then like a little matching cord, or just a shirt dress. So let's just have a look a minute. I've got a lot of patterns here that I've turned out ready for this. I wonder if I could do a matching sort of sleeveless top like that to go with a skirt. I also wonder about, not the Nora's, just bear with, I've got a lot of patterns here. When we was talking about waistcoats, I have this one, this New Look 6914, with quite a wide variation of waistcoats in it. I have got that vintage one as well, but it means that I could really construct a really nice waistcoat out of that. I could even line it, or even, this is what happens with my brain, you see, I could make a bomber jacket out of that. So that's New Look 6545. I don't think it's lined, no, but there's nothing to stop me having a go at lining it to go with a skirt. Or it could be the Paper Theory Zadie jumpsuit, which is still on my list. This, I just had a massive pattern avalanche. Or this, I think that would work really well. So that is definitely an autumn slash winter sew to bring some lovely jewel tones in for the season. Next bit is a bit of jersey. So this is going to be either a jumpsuit or a Seasons of East dress. This could be a great jumpsuit, long sleeve, chucking it on, secret pyjamas. It couldn't be a pair of those joggers, but I just feel I think I've got 3 meters of it. So definitely make the most of that. And I think, oh, it could be a Westcliff wrap dress from Friday Pattern Company, if not, but that's definitely going to be something that, again, just super like easy throw on, that secrety pyjama type thing. Now the next one is it's a jersey, but it's bubbly. I'm just going to get it really close for you so you can see the texture. I made last autumn a skirt and jumper, like a cord, pencil skirt jumper in a blue patterned jersey that I found, like texture jersey that I found in Oxfam. So I got this feeling that I'd do the same, but now I'm wondering if this would make a really great sort of long jumper dress with like a really nice cowl neck. It's whether I should do it as a cord to break it up or whether that one continuous, but it definitely needs to be that snuggle level where there's nothing around your waist. I think the colour works well on me, light off there, that's better. But that is, and I know there are things like the South Bank dress and there's another jumper dress, but I really don't want to keep buying more patterns. I've got plenty, the stash here and what I've got downstairs. So the Stella joggers, there's a Stella jumper and I made it without the hood, and there's no reason why I couldn't hack that into a longer one or make the skirt and jumper separately. But this has got a lovely weight as well. I just feel like that will feel super nice on. Next one I bought a year or so ago in the sale at Rainbow Fabrics, and I think they still got it in the sale. So it's got a smooth back, so you could definitely just have it without lining it. It's got this fluffy front. You could have the stripes this way or that way, or play with that. So I'm trying to decide whether to make like a long Coatigan. Let me show you some thoughts for this. So it is a bit like a coat type fabric, but it's not itchy on the inside and I wouldn't be wearing it next to my skin. So I found in a charity shop Simplicity 9860. It says easy to sew. I don't always believe them when they say that. Looking very 1990s, 1980s. Can I see? 1990. Let's hold it up close for you. So I was looking at view 1, which is sort of there. If I turn it over and show you the line drawing, and it feels like someone has had that out and put this back in, but I don't think I'd want to like wrap over. Well, that says that's view 1 as well. View 3 is like shorter. View 2 has a tie belt. Look at view 3 with that amazing fluffy one. But I think that could work perfectly well in that, and this will be drafted for like that's for like a super tall person, like 5'6" or more. So I could probably save like half a foot, about 6 inches or so off the bottom, I would say. I think I could work something with that. But I also thought about, as like the same with this one, that in it. Or I have got the Nielson Hovea jacket and coat. Could make that sleeveless. Or there's this pattern here which my mum gave me, which I'm pretty sure is from the 70s, 1974, and it's Simplicity 6680, and it's a cape. And actually, I'd love to make a cape. She bought this in Debenhams in Canterbury. So let me know your thoughts. I feel like there's some good options there. I feel like that could be something that I could wear at home if I make it the right length and would just be snuggly. And I think it's soft. Always important to consider that if it's going to be against your face, particularly if you're at home. And then the last one on the rail is this one that you've seen before, which is definitely going to be a shirt dress. And I've got a vintage shirt dress pattern here, which is 4008. It's a style one. And let's see if we can find the year this one was made in. 1983. So there we go, shirt dress there. So it's definitely going to be something like that. I do love a bit of a shirt dress, and that I'll just be very happy in that super soft plaid there. This one is a size 16, 18 and 20, which we know means nothing until you read the measurements. On the mannequin here, I've got a jersey version of the patina blouse, which I'll talk about in the patina blouse vlog. But over the top is a little experiment I'm doing with a Donny shirt and Seasons of East skirt and long sleeve, because when you think about all the things I've talked about, and waistbands and not waistbands and being comfy, t-shirt, long sleeve, jersey type dresses are spot on to meet the requirements. So I'm just working out what I can create that would work really well for that. I have this gorgeous needle cord that I bought in the sale last year. Someone suggested the bomber jacket in this, which I think could work really well. I would love a skirt in it as well, actually. I don't think there's enough for both. It's just deciding. The problem with needle cord, although it's lovely, is you could end up with quite a heavy waistband because of the thickness of it. So it's what I would want in terms of wearing. So I'm really going to consider my wardrobe carefully, because if I make a skirt, what top am I going to wear apart from a black jumper with that? And that's really limiting. So is this better as an outerwear, because it would go over so many other things? So that's something I'm thinking about very carefully. And then of course I've got this gorgeous green as well, which is definitely going to be some kind of Coatigan. If you know a good Coatigan, this is definitely soft, a good Coatigan pattern, or an idea of one that I could hack or sort of do myself, do let me know, or one I could do myself, do let me know, because I think this, I could just feel so warm in that. Other couple of pattern fabrics. So I have this, which I know many people have. I've had it since last year, and I've actually got two pieces here. I have looked at the Carmel Jumpsuit, which I think is by Nina Lee. So it's sort of a bodice and then beautiful flared trousers. I am trying not to buy patterns, as I said, but that might be one pattern I treat myself to, because I think that this would make a really nice soft jumpsuit, and that is the kind of jumpsuit you'd want to wear because it's not tight around your waist. You can easily put something underneath it or wear a jumper over the top of it. And although the Zadie jumpsuit I think is going to work well, it is a wrap, and a wrap is quite different from having a jumpsuit that's like got a zip up the back. So that's what I'm thinking of for this. And we've got this. Now I know this could feel like a summer one, but to me the colours work so well with all these jewel tones, so I can easily put a roll neck underneath. So I think this would make a great version of this, making sure I've got all the weight. So I'm going to need to have a good look at the amount of fabric I've got to check it will work with that, and I think that could make, that would really brighten a sort of wintry autumn day. And I feel like the leaves are quite autumnal, aren't they? This is from Ammo Threads or Walthamstow. It's one of the two, Walthamstow Fabrics or Ammo Thread. Both of them are dead stock fabric companies, so that one is, I highly recommend them. We're nearly there. This feels like a polycotton or something to me, and again it's great jewel tone colours. So I'm really thinking this is going to be a dress, because as I said, that is one of the gaps in my wardrobe. Oh, awesome wide leg trousers. See, now I'm excited. Imagine those with a nice soft waistband. Because you could wear them with this. You could wear them with, looking at the colours in here, think about those. You know, if you haven't seen, go and have a look at my summer sewing plans and my summer sewing reviews. I made several wide-legged trousers, and I think these could be a great wide-leg trouser. There's the Mitchell trouser, which I think is by Closet Core. I'll put a picture in. And then there is a trouser by Seasons of East, which I like the idea of. That as a more fitted trouser. See, I'm getting excited now. I have got here, let me have a look. What's this true bust? Maybe the Mitchell trousers are true bust. No, of course, Marlo cardigan. Definitely going to sew those. We've talked about that for ages. Ilford jacket would be great. Friday Pattern Company Ilford jacket. These are patterns I've had printed that I own by the Fold Line. Sagebrush top. I don't think we need to talk about that. That's just going to be a good basic. Closet Core Mitchell trousers, I think, is a definite. But bear with, as Miranda likes to look at these trousers I found in a charity shop. 2500 style. They were this was released in, doesn't say sadly, but might do here. Hang on. 1994. They are a sort of, how would I describe them? They're like a sort of 1930s type trouser, and you can do the strap. They could be can you imagine those in that? You've got like the pleats at the front, button and a fly. Be good to challenge myself to do a fly front trouser. Suggested fabrics: cotton and cotton blend, yes, flannel, twill, wool, wool blend, gabardine, tweeds, not suitable for obvious diagonals. Allow extra fabric to match, wouldn't need to with that. Pant side length, pant width, that's quite good, isn't it? It's weird, the side length gets bigger, the longer, the wider you need it. Well, that's not really what happens for people, is it? Waist. Even a size 16 in this is only a 30-inch waist, for goodness sake. But that's fine, I could hack it up anyway. And hips is 40. Why do they list bust on a pair of trousers, for goodness sake? I think that this, I'd have to do a 12 first so I didn't get sad. This could be a great challenge for me, just a nice wide leg pattern trouser or an elastic one. I'd have a think. I think the Closet Core Mitchell trouser has no waistband, so it could be a good option, because when I'm sitting a lot for my job, I don't actually want that waistband digging in. So that's an option. I will make a couple of tops. So there's the Sagebrush, and I managed to get hold of the till in the buttons with the nice ruffle sleeve there, and you could do that sleeve with a roll neck as well, I think, and that's the Agnes. And then I found this in a charity shop, and I just really like the look of not the fabric, but this sort of cow necky long sleeve, because when we was talking about details, look at that neck. So I really want to have a think about just doing that in some, maybe a plain like a green or something, because I bought some plains, didn't I? So one last fabric, and it's this one, and this again really needs to be, I think, a dress. It's that nice sort of weight that you could easily put tights and the roll neck underneath, but if it's a bit warmer you wouldn't need to. So do I have a go, not at the full works, but at something like that with this, because you've got a lot of pattern going on, and because you've got a lot of pattern, the peplum doesn't like massively notice. It's the right kind of drape. So that's something. So watch this space. I'm going to have a little play around with some ideas there. Whew. Wow. I know some people said split it into smaller ones or one big long one. I don't know what you class 30 minutes as. But hopefully that's given you some good ideas for the autumn/winter. It's given you some food for thought. When I'm talking about like amazing sleeve details, look at these sleeves. I've got this at a swap table. So watch this space for lots of interesting details, dual tone fabrics, popping little extras in like a pleat and adjusting a pattern and creating a winter wardrobe that makes me as joyful as my summer wardrobe. I'd love to hear what you're going to do for yourself this autumn winter, because I think it's so much easier to make ourselves feel good in the summer with what we wear, and when the days are darker, actually we need the fabulousness more. And so like this little ghosty jumper, it just, you know, we do it to our homes, don't we? We get out the little fake pumpkins and we put the wreaths up and we have up the Christmas lights, and let's do it to our clothes too. And if you already do, let me know some ideas, let me know where to find you to have a look, because I want this winter and autumn to be snuggly and colourful. And if you'd like to know, we were having a chat around the campfire in the garden yesterday. We were having an end of summer barbecue. I predict we're going to get a cold, like a deep cold snap this winter again like last year. My other half thinks we're just going to get a dreary, rainy, bleh kind of winter, not so cold. So we'll see who's right, especially now I've recorded it. But I hope this has been helpful. I will sit and type down all the patterns that I've shown you today into the info. I hope you have a great rest of the week. If you haven't already, do watch part 1 because it makes more sense. And I will see you soon. Bye.